Welcome, everybody, to another episode of A Dash of Salt. Let me
I like that.
get this done. I guess I forgot to do that. But to my right, to my right as always, we have the wonderful, the incredible BobaShinga.
Wow. Thank you so much for having me on, dude. This is so fun.
Of
It was
course, of
awesome. Like,
course.
you messaged to be like, "Oh, do you want to be on my show?" I was like, of course, it was so much fun. So I'm so happy to be here.
I love it when people want to come on. Dwelt, I just saw him pop in chat. He was one of my first guests, and I never know how to approach people about being on, and I've only gotten yeses so far. So I'm super
There you
happy
go.
people like to be it, and I appreciate you for coming on today.
Dude, it's 100% track record. Love to see it.
I'm
It's
batting
great.
1,000 right now.
Uh-huh.
Well, there are a couple people that haven't responded yet, but I'm not gonna. They haven't said
Sure.
no yet. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no worries. They'll get there eventually. They'll say yes.
exactly. Well, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, introduce yourself.
So my name is Vincent Dantis, or on Twitch I go by BobaShinga or Boba or whatever.
That's my.
But
That's
I
my
mean, there's no
fault.
like, oh no, you're good. There's like no separation. I don't know. I think of Twitch as like kind of like an extension of myself instead of like a different persona. So people call me Vin or Vinny, and that's totally cool too, as just as well as Boba. But I'm a college student, streamer, uh, videographer, kind of. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff around video and stuff. So that's how kind of streaming started. But yeah,
That's
that's what I
awesome,
do.
man.
Yeah.
Is that always been like a passion of yours, or is that come just like from late in school, or wanting to do something in college, and this turned into what
Yeah.
it is?
For I don't know, ever since I was like really small, I always loved using cameras and stuff. I mean,
Okay.
there's videos of me and like my friends at these like super young age, and we would shoot these dumb little commercials like with each other, like that nothing,
That's
right?
so
Or
funny.
these like home videos, I guess. But we would always edit them together and like have them on our laptop, like show people what's up, like, oh, we made this, we were so excited about it. Um, and that kind of doubled down in high school and stuff. Just like shooting actual short films, and like submitting them to festivals and to
Wow.
like
Okay.
all that kind of stuff. And like I just can't imagine doing anything else. That's like my passion is film. So that's what I'm going to college for right now also.
Did you
Yeah.
hear any or get anything like back from those send them in?
So
Like there had to
I
have been
guess
something.
the biggest like festival that I got to go to, my buddy directed this like drunk driving awareness film, and so it
Okay.
got like it was like a whole storyline. Like this girl's at a party or whatever, she gets drunk, and she takes the keys, drives home, ends up killing everybody in the car, and she goes back and she's able to see like all the mistakes she made throughout the night, and it's kind of like super dramatic.
Hmm.
Just that you should always be aware of like
Don't drink and
how much
drive.
you're consuming alcohol. Yeah, don't drink and drive, basically. But we got like the whole fire department and police
Oh,
like in
okay.
our town to like be a part of it, and so like we shot with like real car, like it was
That's
legit
sick.
for being like high school, and I was just like helping on it. I wasn't like directing it or anything. But my buddy submitted it to a film festival in New York, and they flew us to New York, dude, to go
Whoa,
like
that's
watch
crazy.
this in a theater. And that was like the biggest. That was like the biggest one. We didn't win or anything, but it was
For
super
sure.
cool
No,
experience just to go.
that's
Yeah.
super awesome. My mom used to
Yeah.
not like I don't remember exactly what she did for them, but she used to work the Sundance Film Festival every year.
No
Yeah,
way,
yeah. I don't
dude. That's a dream. That's a
yeah.
dream of mine to
Once
go.
again, I don't know exactly what she did. I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly what she did, but she always got to meet like super famous people. She got to meet which is a
Yeah.
super sad photo looking at it, but it was like Philip Seymour Hoffman like right before he passed
Wow,
away and everything, and
dude.
you could you could see it all happening. But
Yeah.
super cool
Right.
place. Lived in Utah for a little while, and that festival is
Yeah.
always a big draw.
Dude, I one day I would love to go to Sundance
Go
or
check it out.
TIFF Film Festival. Yeah, South by Southwest,
Yeah,
any of those.
that's a great
God,
one as well. Yeah.
that's a dream. That's a dream.
So what got you into streaming initially then?
So it's funny because like I don't know, I've always like liked. I haven't okay from a. I haven't really watched streams a long time. For years, I was never like into watching streams. I would watch a stream if there's like an event happening.
Yeah.
There's a couple people I would go to, like I don't know, I would watch Ninja play like Fortnite finals or whatever, or like just random stuff, or like PAX, like gaming events. I would go
Sure.
on Twitch to watch. Um, but it wasn't until I guess quarantine started, dude. Like for COVID and stuff, I'm back home. There's not a lot of things to do. I'm playing video games with my friends like every night.
Yeah.
You know, we're playing Modern Warfare, whatever it is. And so I just start streaming like us five playing Modern Warfare like every night, like from my PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a really good time. Like I don't know, the fun part for us was the next day being able to like go back and like watch each other's like, oh, that was a funny moment, cool
Yeah.
moment. But it wasn't like there was nobody watching. It was like I didn't really care about promoting it or like anybody was there. It was more
Yeah.
just like, oh, like did you check out the stream video from last night? Like this is hilarious if you go to this time. And it was like that for like a month. Like we literally just did that. Um, but then I kind of realized that like my whole life has been like behind the camera, which I love. Like I totally prefer being behind the camera, but it's really interesting getting a perspective in front of the
Mm-hmm.
camera. Like it helps you be a better director or better whatever it is. And so that had always been really interesting to me too, just to kind of explore it. And I guess the more I started streaming, the more I kind of fell in love with it. And it wasn't necessarily like just the streaming; it's the people I met through
Yep.
streaming. Like you start getting connected with these cool groups and they're doing cool stuff. You're like, yo, how can I do that? Like I
Mm-hmm.
want to try that out and stuff like that. And it's just like a really cool snowball effect all the way down.
No,
Yeah,
I really love that. I love how Twitch can create a bond of between people that are
totally.
like-minded and have similar aspirations. Everyone, literally
Yep.
every single person I've talked to, even though we're all doing the same thing, has had a different goal.
Yeah.
Somewhat similar, but I think each one of our goals are
Yeah.
like somewhat different. But we're all kind of doing the same thing to
Right.
try and get us there. And this isn't got to be a career for everybody. I don't think Twitch
Yeah.
streaming is the end goal for
Right.
anybody, but it leads to
Yeah. I
something
mean,
else.
I would love to like continue streaming and have it be like, oh, this is great. I can rely on streaming for
Mm-hmm.
some sort of like income or whatever. Right now, I'm like, I'm just totally enjoying it.
Yeah.
There's no stress for income or numbers right now for me. I'm just like, I'm loving it, having a great time. And it's like, it's not the end goal to be like a full-time streamer
Yeah.
for me. You know, like that'd be great if I could do part-time streaming. That'd be so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a goal. I'm not like focused on that. If that comes, if that's an opportunity, then like I'll make that decision later on. But
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm not gonna like lie to myself or anyone, say I don't have like dreams of being a partner. I would like to be a partner,
totally. Yeah,
just
me too.
I don't think streaming is a full-time thing. One, I like my career too. And
Yeah, right.
it's funny you say that being behind the camera and being in front of the camera has helped you in both ways, right? Because I
Yep.
believe it was Quentin Tarantino who was saying that same thing, and why like you see him in
Right.
almost every single one of his movies is because it gives him
Mhm.
a great take on what that movie is, and sometimes he changes his ideas of the
Yep.
movie just from being in it. So
Yeah.
have you seen that? Like, one, your quality of your streams have always been great. Like the
Oh,
camera
thank you.
quality is amazing. It's super crystal clear. Focuses right where it needs to.
I mean, I get lucky because this is the camera I use for all my video shoots and
Nice.
like photo. Like I do photography, like freelance and stuff too. And so like I didn't buy an extra webcam. I just bought like I have a knockoff capture card also. It's like a $12 capture card, and I
Hey
just plug
man,
it in.
mine's
It
cheap
works.
too.
But exactly. Hey, so it's definitely nice. I feel very fortunate that I'm able to do this. But yeah, I don't know. The quality's fun. Quality's fun.
Yeah. Have you been able
It's
to
always
tweak things the way you wanted, or are there still things you like have to like hurdle over with the streaming side of stuff?
Yeah, like I don't know. I can't say I'm like satisfied yet with how the stream looks. Like I like it. I like how it looks right now. I just want it to be like simple and clean,
Mm-hmm.
but still be like impressive, I guess. I want people to click on it and be like, "Oh, how did he do that?" Or "What are you doing there?" Um, I don't know, because that's just like it's fun. It's fun to always like keep improving that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But like I don't think I'm quite out there yet. I want it to be like original. I want to like have artists work on like certain things, maybe make it more uniform. Because right now it's kind of it takes a lot of pieces from things, and I'm
Sure.
trying to blend them together. And there's some things that just clash, but that just comes with time, you know? That just comes with time.
Exactly. What kind
Yeah.
of streams do you particularly do?
So I do like variety streams. I love all sorts of games. Like my favorite games are story based games.
Sick.
Like I will play all sorts of like action adventure, like or open world or whatever it is. I love shooters as well, but I usually play those more off stream just because like
Mm-hmm.
it's so important for me to like talk to chat and stuff. Like that's the main reason I'm doing it. Is like make connections, talk to people. I want people to feel like they're not wasting their time if they click on my stream, because that's something that I struggle with. Like,
Yep.
if I go live, why are people clicking on this? Like, am I wasting their time like watching me play a video game or something? Like, I want people to have a good experience when they come.
Exactly.
But and sometimes I feel like, oh, if I just stream this like shooter game that I'm like focused on the game too much and not really talking to people, am I really doing that? Am I like, fulfilling kind of what I want to do, or am I just doing it to do it? So I mean, that's not to say I don't play shooter games, because I do on stream for sure, but it's something I usually like to play more story-based games or something that's a little slower.
Yeah, I feel like it's just easier for me because that's just what I grew up with, the story-based games. So like,
Yeah.
not that I don't enjoy shooters, but
Yeah.
I'm also not good at them. So
Yeah, I'm not great either.
to not get embarrassed by everybody,
Mhm.
and made fun of, because eventually somebody will pop in and just straight up make fun of me.
Right.
I just don't play them.
Yeah. Fair.
I did
What
have a
games do you like to
Fortnite
play
stream though.
usually? Hey, there's nothing wrong with a Fortnite stream. Nothing wrong there.
The games I like to play, my new love has become Hitman. Hitman 2 in particular.
Really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't know. I knew they existed, but I guess I kind of forgot. And they
Yeah.
give it a try. They are awesome and
Dude,
hilarious.
The
Like,
last Hitman I played was probably Absolution. Hitman Absolution. It's an older one. Loved it. And the new ones are cool. I played like the demo for the first one,
Yeah.
for like the rebooted ones. And I heard the third one is incredible. Like
Yeah.
this new one.
I haven't gotten into it yet because I wanted to beat the second one first.
Yeah.
But yeah, super, super awesome. Right now, like my next stream, or maybe even after this, I don't know what I'll do,
Yeah.
but like I think I'm gonna do like a fish only run, where like
What do you mean?
I unlocked a fish, so
As a weapon?
yeah.
Dude, I love it. I
So
love it.
that's all I'm gonna use is just a fish to
Awesome.
get through the whole mission. I think that's where I'm at right now.
Fish only Hitman. It sounds great.
Do you see yourself trying to gravitate towards story mode games that are newer, or do you just play what you think is fun? Because I feel like we all struggle with that.
Yeah.
Do I play what's popular, or do I play what I'll just enjoy?
Yeah. This is a tough one for me, because like, number one, I'm a broke college kid. Like, I just cannot buy every single story-based like new
Yeah.
game that comes out. So I do find myself playing a lot of like older story games that I have already that I just haven't played. But I love playing a new game when it comes out. I've done it a couple times this year. But at the same time, if you play that new game right away on Twitch, and you're there streaming it, there's thousands and thousands of other people like
Exactly.
watching the biggest person streaming that game. So it's probably not even the smartest choice, even if it is new. Although there's like a lot more opportunity for new people to come like through. You might not always have like the biggest numbers or whatever if you're worried about numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most of the time I'm like, I can't worry about numbers, or else I will stop having fun streaming, because I get in my head about it, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Especially after like a year. I've been streaming for a year now.
oof. That's what I
and
gave a
it's
goal to
like-
myself, a year.
Really?
Yep.
Well, so what's your goal in a year?
I don't know if there's like a number goal, but if I told myself if it wasn't worth it after a year, then I would stop.
Right.
But I was like, I'm gonna give everything at least a year. If something I enjoy and I want to put into it, I'll give everything at least a year. So
Yeah.
there's already been improvement, and I could see something from it.
Yeah.
And not to compare yourself ever to other people, but you see the growth of others, and then you see the growth
Sure.
of yourself. And sure, there are people who are not growing as fast as me, but it's
Yeah.
like, well, they're also not as putting as much effort into it as I am. And then you see people who are putting less effort. It seems like from behind the scenes, obviously you don't know what's actually going on,
Mhm.
but when you just see what's, the blind curtain, you're like, well, shit, they're super successful right now, or successful, and then here I am still struggling.
So, okay, in your mind, what would be like a 1 year factor? What would make it worth it, or what makes streaming worth it for you, like right now?
That's a good question. I think I would like to be at least at 1,000 followers by then, at a year, which it's been a
Yeah.
slow burn for me, but that's slightly been my fault, where I wasn't networking the correct way. I wasn't posting anything to social media. It's like, how
Yeah.
can I expect growth if I'm not even doing anything? So really this
Yeah.
last month is the first time like I'm actually doing it. I'm making sure like I'm
Right.
trying to hit something, if not every day, at least every other day.
Sure.
And yeah, I've gained 60 followers or so in like the last couple weeks, which is the most I've
That's
ever gained
awesome.
because I have less than 200. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
That's huge.
you know,
That's huge.
I just like, well, shit. Now there it is. It's like
Yeah.
the pudding, as they say. You
The
know.
jump, the boost you needed. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like one of my goals too. Is like at 1 year, I would love to hit 1,000 followers. Like that was big for me because I was like, I don't know. When I first started streaming, I guess I didn't have any goals in mind. I was just kind of doing it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get like 6 months in, I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to like get this momentum. I want to keep this momentum going forward and still try to have like a good time with it. And now it's weird. I hit that 1,000 point at the year, and I was like super proud. I was like, this is awesome. I'm like so
Congrats.
excited about it. Thank you. And it was just like, but now it's like I need to find a new way to make myself feel like this is like worth it because
Yeah.
the follower number at the end of the day, literally it doesn't matter.
Means
It doesn't
nothing.
even
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter. It's when I so I guess when I go live and I end a stream, there's like that immediate like I know if it was a good stream or a bad stream, and it's not because I've seen the numbers afterwards. It's weird. It's like, did I have like an interesting conversation with someone, or uh did something come out of that? Did I meet a new person or
That's
something?
yeah. I totally agree.
And that's how it's kind of been these last couple weeks. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've stressed out about stream more than like anything else these last months. Just because like I stress about like, am I gonna play? Can I go live at this time? Are people even gonna be interested in this? Blah blah blah. Like this is going through my head 24/7. And then I need to tell myself like I'm doing this for fun. Like I'm
Yeah.
not like this is not my livelihood or anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like it's great. I love meeting people, all this kind of stuff. But I really it's been really important for me to like put this all into perspective. Like when I start like stressing out about things I don't really need to stress about
Yeah.
yet.
No, I think that's super awesome to hear too, especially from someone else who um, is trying to do everything and sees the people who have been doing it for a year now.
Yeah,
You know, and it's like, okay, well, the thoughts never go away. One, I think I've
they don't.
always come to realize that, but it's also good to
Yeah,
know like, hey, there's other people struggling with it, and what's cool are these
totally.
conversations because like it's nice
Yeah,
to be able to talk to other creators and other or just friends in general who know what you're doing and support what you're doing. Um,
totally.
so that's a big help. But yeah, you know, it's tough, and I've told myself I never like to stay stagnant. You know,
Totally. Yeah.
I don't want to if I'm sitting somewhere for a month, which is what I was doing last month, where
Hmm.
there was just no growth in that month, and
Right.
I felt like I was putting out decent content. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
Maybe not the best.
Moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was there was
Yeah.
improvement,
Hmm.
and there just wasn't anything to show for it. So it was like, ooh, I don't
Hmm.
know exactly how I feel about that. You know?
Yeah. It's been tough because I mean, obviously we've all heard it before on like streamer TikTok, streamer Twitter. It's like the world's opening back up, right? So numbers have dropped
Yeah.
drastically for people across the board, which is totally okay. It's great. People are going out again. I'm glad the world's opening back up. Um, but it sucks from like when you look at your numbers yourself, you're like, oh, am I doing something worse? Am I doing like
Yeah.
what did I do last month? Why is it so much better than what's happening right now? And so like that's always something to keep in mind. But the other thing is like it's so hard to get someone to stay for like months and months
Yes.
to come return to your stream. You can meet someone, have an awesome relationship with that person for a couple months. The goal is like how can I retain that person for longer?
Exactly.
Like how can I create a but it's not just retain them for longer. It's like how do I create a friendship with them that we want to like see each other succeed, see each other help out. And I feel like I've met so many people like very recently too that all have like that similar mindset. Is just like friendships are so important on Twitch, and not just to like, oh, this friendship is going to benefit me because this and this. Like I
Yeah.
genuinely want to
Exactly.
see my friends do good
Hmm.
like on Twitch or anything they're doing. If they're pumping out YouTube stuff, TikTok stuff, I want to see those numbers go up for them. And that's like it's so much fun to see like my friends do good too.
Well, I'm also not like I try and see myself as like a realistic person and a real
Yeah,
person at that. You know, I'm not going to be like blindly fake to nothing. You know, I,
totally. Yeah.
I love to support people, and like I'm not supporting just anybody. It's not like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
you new person, support you now. New person
Totally.
support
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm supporting people that I see what they're doing, I like what they're doing, and
Yeah.
hey, I'm not dumb. If this person grows and we make a friendship out of something, there is probably
Yeah,
some coattail riding a little bit. You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
And you, no one's blind to that. There's always that thought, obviously, but like that's not the reason you do it at that point. You
Totally.
know what I, like?
Right.
I think it's just always such a weird. It's just a weird mindset to have, in that I
Hmm.
don't know. It just seems a selfish mindset.
Right.
Um,
And but there's like a catch 22 to this too, because there are some people on Twitch that I don't want to be associated with. Like there's
yeah,
certain
exactly.
creators and stuff that are like, I don't enjoy, like you might be doing super successful and you're friendly to me and stuff like that, which is great. But like you're cultivating like some real like toxicity here, and like
Sure.
like I don't vibe with it. Like I
Yeah,
don't vibe with it at all.
I've seen
Like
that
that's
recently.
great. Like I'm glad this person's doing great, or I'm glad this person's doing great, but like I don't really want to be like associated with this.
Sure.
Like it's so negative.
Yep.
I never want to be negative. Like the goal is to be like a light, right? Like I don't want to be darkness or like, oh, you're a terrible blah 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 blah. Like I want to be positive, happy as much as I possibly can, you know?
Exactly, I agree. And like going back to the number things, I think for me recently, because my numbers have never been like super high. I do have great streams sometimes. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Hmm.
But for me, it's always been recently chat engagement. You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like
100%.
after a stream, that's how I know I had a good
Yep.
stream, was like, what was my chat engagement? And a lot of
Yep.
it's
That's
based
it.
on what I'm doing as a streamer. Do you ever see yourself
Hmm.
in that moment, or like
Dude.
look back at a stream that had a lot and then the next stream didn't, and it's like, okay, how do I
Yep.
replicate that again?
I mean, like my first thought always goes to like, okay, what game am I playing? Like, am I really concentrated on this game, or am I like concentrated on people? And that is like a big part of it for me. But there's also another part is like, am I on my game today? Like, am I
Exactly, that's a big part of
not
it. Yep.
necessarily the video game, but like, am I consciously thinking about questions like, okay, let's say somebody's talking about their day to me. Love that, right? Am I asking another question like that doubles down on something they said,
Mm-hmm.
or trying to engage them even more, or am I just reading their comment and moving on and
Sure.
like the next
Yeah.
person and stuff? Because that person wants, if they're talking like that, they want to be engaged. They want to talk about whatever they're chatting about. And I do find myself sometimes like maybe like 10 minutes after someone said something, I'm like, you know what? I should have asked him a little bit more about that. And I might try to do it. There's other times where I just miss the opportunity. I'm like, dang, next time I need to be more thoughtful about that, you know?
I think where that there's psychology to it. And Echo, yeah, like true, you can have an amazing stream from just the chat, you know. And this I don't know the exact psychology of it, but the people who are watching quote unquote smaller streamers, it's because they do want to engage with
Yep.
that said streamer. You know what I mean? That's why those people are there. You
Hmm.
can just be a good like content creator, or they just like what you're
Right.
doing. But for the most part, if they're engaging in chat, it's because they want to. Like that's their. Once again, I'm forgetting the psychology behind that, or the
They want to be
phrasing.
acknowledged.
Yeah, there's a certain
Yeah.
phrase. I'm forgetting what it is, but and as a smaller streamer, I think we have to eh, recognize that and like act on it,
Right.
you know. And anyone who's wanting to grow as a streamer of any sorts, we have to understand that. And I think
Yeah.
people with your background in particular, because I see everything you're doing, do a great job of that, especially in your chat. Like every new person I see hop into your stream, you're all, especially in your chat, you're doing a great, you're singling that person out and like making them feel welcomed or whatever it is. And I give
Yeah.
props to you for that, because I feel like
Thank you.
I fall behind on that at times. You know, it does get difficult.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, while you're streaming, there's so much multitasking. I mean, you're
Oh
making
man.
sure like the stream stuff is going good. You're trying to chat as much as you possibly can and provide like at least a little bit of like decent gameplay, you know,
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
serviceable gameplay as you go. And it is not easy at all. But like the thing I've really like, at first I was like, oh, I got to make sure like I'm playing good because people want to watch people that are good at video
Mhm.
games and stuff like that. It only took like a month for that to fall away. I was like, there's no way. This is like the gameplay is not what I want people here for, I guess. Like I want to be here because I want to talk to people. I want to hear what you got to say. Like I want to do that. And so like I've ranked them. It's like number one, you gotta talk to people and have that like, yeah, I guess engagement's the right word, but you want to be I guess entertaining, but not just entertaining. You want it to be like back and forth.
Yeah,
Like
a conversation.
conversation, right? And then it's like you want to make sure that the stream is like up so people can hear you and it's not like annoying for people to watch or something like
I
that.
feel like that's the
And then
hardest
gameplay
part,
last.
dude.
Dude, like I stand still. A story game, like if I'm talking to people, I just drop the controller. Like all of a sudden I'm talking to people. I'm like, forget it. Like I don't even care. I
Okay,
could do this next
I
part
was gonna
in
ask
a little
because
bit.
you said you love story games, so I was gonna because that's my
Yeah.
hardest part with like one of my favorite story games is Fallout. I love Fallout, you
Mm,
know. So
yeah.
and it's a game at times you like, especially New Vegas when you got to read your own
Yeah.
dialogue and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it becomes so tough where I'm looking up, it's like, oh crap, I'm sorry, I missed so much, you know.
Yeah.
Like
No, I mean, so I mean, this is just an example of something more recent too. There's a game called Scarlet Nexus that came out, and it's like very, very story driven. Like there's so much dialogue and stuff. And after the first time I streamed it, I was like, you know what? This is a bad game to play on stream
yeah,
unless I'm like doing something else. So I played it off stream, and then I played it a second time on stream and just skipped all the dialogue stuff. And I was able to pause whenever
yeah.
if I had to, and it was no big deal. But it stresses me out. I'm like, okay, there's so much dialogue. Like I wonder if someone cares about in chat. Like do they care if I skip it? I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I don't really care
exactly.
at this point. Like, I'm not when I'm streaming. I'm not really here for the game. Even I'm here for the people.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's a constant struggle. It's a battle between every game. But
Every
yeah,
streamer I particularly follow, I could care less what game they're playing. Like
totally. Yeah,
every single
yeah.
one of those streamers could be a just chatting streamer for all I cared. Like
Mhm.
legitly. Like because it honestly does not
Yep.
matter at that point. I'm literally just there for their personality, you know.
Totally.
So,
When I see someone live on the side of the screen, and I've like made some sort of connection on them, I could care less what game they're playing. I'm
exactly.
gonna click on there and say hi. I want to genuinely, um, I want to get to know them. I want
Mm-hmm.
like I'm there,
Exactly.
not to watch the game. I'm there for them. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Brad. Thanks for joining us today. Has there been a game where you've noticed that the maybe not the viewership, but just the engagement is up? Because obviously, you see community nights do very well with like your Jackbox party
Yeah.
games. But has there been any
Sure.
other games that you've seen just for you, for example, that have worked really well?
I would say like it's hard to like guarantee a good stream, right?
Always,
Like I have
yeah.
ideas of like what I could do like that might help a little bit, and there's some things I do that like I know this won't be as like maybe successful stream, but like I still want to do it because it's fun, right? But I know like so once a month I do a Mario Kart stream.
Oh,
I do
sick.
Mario Kart 8 where anybody can play, and we do that for half the stream, and then we do like words on stream or something like
Okay.
that. But something where each thing that we do, everybody has an opportunity to like play or say something or like that kind of thing, or have a say in what's going on. And those are so much fun. I have like those are some of my favorite nights. I know if I
Yeah.
do those too often, the specialty of that goes away.
Sure.
Right. So like I can't do that every week or every other week, or else people don't show up for that kind of stuff. But if I do it once a month and like I have it planned out, I have really good like idea of what's going on, and I try to promote it a little bit. It's usually it works. It works out, and I have a great time. Like Mario Kart, much fun. Words on stream. Everybody's trying to compete to get that highest level. Scribbler, people are drawing and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
and
I love
everybody's
that
laughing,
one.
having a good
Yeah,
time.
I love that
Yeah,
one.
it's tons of fun. But if you do it all the time, like that specialty of it totally goes away.
That's good advice.
I try to limit as much as I do that, even though it's like so much fun. I don't know.
For sure. No, I think you
Yeah.
see streamers who do it a lot, and not that it takes away from anything, but yeah, I feel like there's waves of it. And instead of it being like when I do see the people who do it like randomly, like once a month or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like those are almost their best streams because like people
Right.
want to come and join and play with them, you know. So I
Totally.
definitely agree there. I definitely think people are are there to. I forget what I think it's South Park. Like Cartman gets the theme park and doesn't let anyone come, and then everybody wants to
Okay.
come, and then you know like
Uh-huh.
and then everyone starts coming, then
Right.
it takes away the joy of it,
Totally.
you know. So
Yeah.
it's great advice.
Yeah.
It's great advice.
I feel that, and I see like Echoes in the chat right now.
Mhm.
I think what Echo's doing with the like Family Feud type thing is great.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
that is so awesome. It is so cool. You're getting a lot of creators who you're friends with, right?
Mhm.
Who are probably going to bring their communities
Yep.
in to watch as well. Plus, Echo's like in charge. She's doing
Yeah.
it all, like setting it
Oh,
up,
I was
planning it,
truly
which takes
impressed
so
when I saw
long.
it.
100%. I jumped. I was like, Echo is killing it right now.
Mhm.
Like this is a great idea, tons of fun. And I was like, this is great. This is like engaging, totally engaging. Even though I wasn't like playing or anything, totally engaging to see like Echo in there. I had some like friends that were also in there. I'm like, oh, like this is hilarious. Like this is super fun. Chat's going crazy. I was like, this is great. This is so cool. So, I mean, there's so many creative people on Twitch, and I feel like I am not as creative as other people. I need to find like my own like way to do something or way to excel. But I don't know.
It's so hard to
It's
have
fun.
a truly original thought nowadays, or a
Totally.
truly original idea. Like when's the last time you actually saw a movie where like, oh, that was super unique? It's
Right.
usually always, and the same thing
Few
with,
and far between.
yeah, it's the same thing with streaming. It's so hard to find something that's just unique to yourself.
Hmm.
So it does become difficult, but no, I
Yeah.
think those things are the Family Feud things for like Echo, amazing thing. And I think the timing of your Family Feuds have been really good. I like the spacing of them because you're able to
Totally.
mix them
They have
up
to be.
with the oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the other one? Family Feud and
Is it another game
oh
show?
my goodness, yes. Oh my god. If she can help me out, I'm so sorry. I'm blanking on it so hard. Jeopardy.
Oh,
Oh my
Jeopardy.
gosh,
Jeopardy.
I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
blanking on it
That's
so
good.
hard. But yeah, between those two, they're so different as well. So like,
Yeah.
it's a good mixture between. Like for me, this is like my thing, right? Like this is
Right.
my Family Feud per se.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I'm able to get a streamer on. Same deal. Might bring in their audience. Might bring other.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
and it's so far it's been everyone that I like. So.
Right. No,
I
it's
like it.
awesome. And so, what you're talking about there too is so important. Is like all these like bigger streamers preach like, oh, you have to be doing something outside of Twitch to bring people to onto the platform,
Mhm.
right? To see you. And like I totally agree with that too, because growing on Twitch, as we know, if you're just doing it on Twitch, is not an easy thing.
No.
It's not sustainable, I guess, or
No.
I don't know. It's hard to meet new people just randomly when people pop in, Um, that's all about like jumping into different communities and stuff and meeting people through there. Which like how I met you, like I met a couple people, and then I ended up meeting a bunch of you guys that I like had never met before. You guys are all dope as hell. You know what I mean? It's like it's so cool. You meet all these people through different people, but um, so that's something I struggled with this year too. Is like I don't really post on Instagram or Twitter when I go live or TikTok, which is bad. It's bad for like I'm not helping myself not doing that. But I also know that I follow 150 people who do that every single day, and
Yep.
I'm seeing like 50 to 60. I'm live right now, and I scroll right past it, and I know like
Exactly.
I don't want to be another person that gets annoyed by a going live
Yeah.
notification, right? Like I get the notification on my phone, and I'm like constantly working at my PC and stuff. So like I got like tabs open and stuff. Like I always try to look, but like for me, it's counterproductive if I post that because I don't want to be like skipped over.
Yeah,
I
it's a
guess, which is a
double-edged
weird thing to
sword for
say.
sure.
Totally, and I'm not saying it's wrong to post when you go
Yeah.
live because it's great. It helps. I'm sure it does help. I'm sure it does get clicks. Um, but it's something I've really tried to like. I need to find a new method. Like how are people gonna know I'm live outside of Twitch, right? And I think that's where Strictly Casual comes in, like the whole like the podcast and stuff. And
Yes.
that's like my main focus. Like Strictly Casual comes above streaming to me.
Well,
In content creation.
I don't know if you knew, but that's how I got into streaming was because of the podcast. I wanted to grow the podcast. So I was like, okay, well, let me start streaming because I play games anyway.
Yeah.
So let me try. I'll get viewers and I'll bring it back to that. So that was the whole idea. With this one, this new podcast, it's a little bit different. Obviously, it's all Twitch based.
Yeah.
Ham had said it, it's a Twitch cast, which is like pretty much what it is. Even though I do upload it to YouTube, I'm not posting it to Spotify and Apple Podcasts yet, which I should. I know I should. It's just that one more thing that I got to do that I'm just not doing,
Took us 50 episodes to start posting on there.
Bro,
50
oh,
episodes. It was a
man.
long time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, jumping over into that, because I love hearing about other podcasts. What got you into podcasting?
Okay, so this is funny. I don't know. I've been I don't know if you guys know Kind of Funny. I know like there's a lot of the community that like I met through you, Salt. Like there's tons of people that watch Kind of Funny and stuff like that. But I've just been a fan of this guy Greg Miller for years and years. I met him at like this Walker Stalker Con in like 2012 or 2013,
Walker
which is
Stalker?
it's a Walking Dead comic
Okay.
convention or whatever.
Okay.
And it was super cool, the nicest guy. And then I kind of just like I've been watching him, like he split from IGN, made his company Kind of Funny, and they do games, podcasts, movies, all this kind of stuff. And that has always been like literally my biggest inspiration is Greg and his doing this stuff. And so when I went to college, I met another guy who was also into Kind of Funny and IGN,
That's
GameSpot,
awesome.
all this kind of stuff. And he had always wanted to make a podcast. I was like, dude, let's just do it. Like we've been talking about it for so long. Let's just fire out an episode. Let's try it out. And our first couple episodes are cringe as hell, but it has been so fun.
It
Like
really
we've
is.
gone from just a podcast from me and my co-host James, who's also like the co-founder of Strictly Casual. We brought on two more people who we like completely rebranded. We changed Strictly Casual to now it's like games and movies. We have two podcasts a week. Plus, we're doing like
2 a week.
constantly. Yeah, so we do Checkpoint every Thursday, which is our gaming news podcast. That's me and James, and then Ryder and Luigi do Freeze Frame, which is a movie news podcast, and they do that
Okay.
once a week. They're all posted to the same
I love
channel,
that.
and then we also do like we did reactions for each episode of like Loki, the TV show.
Hmm.
We do like one-off episodes on. We did like Marvel theories recently. I just did a video on, like the PS5 new features stuff,
Yep.
like just random stuff. We're trying to see what hits and what we can kind of go with to move up.
Just
Moving
stick
forward.
stick with it for sure, because the
Yeah.
the content I'm seeing from you is already better quality than most stuff that you see people just start off with. And like Echo
Right.
said,
Thanks,
you
man.
got to start cringy. It all starts somewhere. But
Totally. It was cringe, man.
what got me into all this, I don't know if you know him, but it was SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd, and
Totally,
it was
man.
like Philip DeFranco's
Dude,
baby or
Steven
whatever.
Suptic.
Yeah, all of them.
Oh
Even
man. Yeah.
OGs of all
Yeah.
of them. I was literally a day one SourceFeder. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and they were
Totally.
that whole idea of everything, especially when they branded into the SourceFed Nerd. I was like, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do. I want a group of
Yep.
people that I can do like improv stuff with, make
Yeah.
sketches, have talk
100%.
about new stuff, have a podcast because they had table talk at the time. I thought
Yep.
that was like exactly what I wanted to do. And they're still a big inspiration. I still,
Yeah.
even though they've been quote unquote dead for
Right.
some years now,
Right.
I still go back and I watch episodes of Table Talk because
yeah.
it gives me great ideas.
And those people are still super creative people, even though
Mhm.
SourceFed is not a thing.
I still,
They're all plugged in doing
yeah, I still
different things.
follow
I
them
follow.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like, especially when you watch creators for that, you feel like a certain like bond with them. It's a
Mhm.
weird thing.
It does.
Like I've never met some of these people, but like Funhouse, for instance, like for me, or
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth, stuff like that. Like I'm constantly following what they're doing, even though that core cast has like left now, and some of them
Yeah.
just stream, some of them are doing their own personal projects and stuff, and it's like really it's inspiring. It's inspiring for sure.
Great to see you back, Connor. I'm glad to see other fellow SourceFed fans, because like I talk about it sometimes and like people just did not know what it
Yeah.
was, and it's like, I hate that people didn't know what it was because it was so good, it was so funny.
Right.
What is your end goal with Strictly Casual? Are you trying to become something like that, or are you still trying to find yourself?
It's a tough question to answer because it's something that we're like always talking about as like because we're like a team of four right now. We definitely okay. So if I was to like rank like important things in my life right now, number one, I gotta finish college. Like I'm so close to being done with college right now,
Get your education.
and that's like big. It's like I'm just so ready to be done with it because there's so many things I want to do. And then like having Strictly Casual right now is like a cornerstone in my life, which is weird. Like it's something I rely on, like creativity, because for so long I wasn't doing like for school you have to do all this sort of film stuff, but I'm away from my regular group of people I do my film
Yeah.
stuff with, so it's very structured
Sure.
and like you have to do it this way and stuff. So Strictly Casual is a way for me to be like, here's what I want to make, and this is like production that I haven't done before, so I'm like live production. OBS, like what the hell's OBS? I don't know. A year ago, like 12 months ago, never touched OBS in my life. Now I'm like super confident. I'm like doing all
Yep.
this stuff. And so like Strictly Casual is super important to me. I don't know like its longevity, right? So
Sure.
if let's say it gets to a certain point, I don't have that like certain point in mind or that like milestone. I would love to keep doing it forever, right? As like a side thing. If it eventually takes over into like a full-time thing, that would be incredible. But I'm not relying on it. Like my goals and dreams don't reside only in strictly casual, but it can be done inside strictly
For
casual,
sure.
I guess, if that was an
Oh,
opportunity.
100%.
Yeah. So like I don't know, end goal job wise, I would love to be like a host and producer for like some sort of gaming news outlet, right? Whether it be IGN. Like I want to be like on the video producing team. I want to be like making ideas, like getting them done all the way through the whole process through like publishing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's my dream. I love video. I love production, scripting, like working with people, shooting stuff. And then if I could also on the side during that, that would be incredible. Just like there's so many opportunities there.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it's gonna look, but I'm open for whatever. I'm open for anything that happens.
No, I think, what I've seen from your stuff, you guys you have the foundation there. So I think
Right.
uh, the end goal isn't far fetched to get to. Like
Yeah.
it's all about. It sucks to say it, but we were kind of talking about it a little bit before this. But
Yeah.
YouTube sucks, man. It just
YouTube sucks. It's hard.
it sucks. Like it's not
Mhm.
as easy as one people might think, and it's harder than people might. Like
Dude,
it's hard,
it's
man.
ridiculous. I mean, I'm talking yesterday. Like every Thursday we do our podcast, our gaming news podcast. We did episode 74 yesterday, right? And I'm talking a couple hours of prep because you got to get all the news and
Yeah.
stuff. We just like recently got sponsored, so we have to like
Oh,
do something
congrats again.
really like. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I'm so excited about it. But like, it has to be specific. You have to say things the way they want you to say it. That
Oh,
kind of thing.
man.
You got to send in the ad read to an email afterwards, stuff like that. So that's like all in all, a couple hours prep, an hour to shoot, an hour to post, and like do all that kind of things, right? And then you post that, and your views are hella low on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, right after that, we had a Battlefield, like the EA Play happened. So me and my co-host watched EA Play and recorded ourselves reacting to the Battlefield 2049 like new game mode reveal, right? We post that to YouTube. All of a sudden it hits, and we get like 3,000 views on it. And we're like, where did that come from? Like
Yep.
this took us 10 minutes to record and upload, but yet we put 5 hours into this podcast
Yep.
that we really love. We're proud of, right? And it's like 30 views, baby. It's like there you are. You're like, oh God. But that's how it goes.
Oh, man.
People don't want to watch podcasts on YouTube. That's like there's not a big audience for that. So
See, I love
it's tough.
podcasts on YouTube though.
Me
So
too,
like
me
that's
too,
that's
I'm all
what
about
like
it.
I used to be like a strictly listener because of work and stuff. I
Mhm.
just would now it's like I need the almost visual stimulation of
Dude, I love it.
listening to
Yeah.
it, so it's so crazy. And you're not the first person I've heard say this about that. I've talked to a few people like Robo Dessert and Robert Highwind who do their co-op comedy.
Mhm.
And same thing, they'll have this stuff that they plan and record, and then they have their reaction stuff, and then it blows up. And it's crazy how reaction stuff blows up, where even me, I'm like,
I know.
I have my gameplay and my podcast that I'm posting, but it's
Yeah.
like, well, I'm a basketball fan, so let me do some. I was like, let me just do some
Right.
basketball reactions or something, and let's see what
Why not? Because
happens.
those people, like, especially if you're trying to build stream and stuff, people want to get to know you. It doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily just have to be like the games you play or like things that you do online. It could be other things. People want to know about that stuff. And I think that's
Exactly.
exciting for people to watch and see.
So-
So yeah, YouTube is a struggle for sure.
Oh man, it's so tough. I truly thought it would, like, going back to what we were saying, like with the game, like play a game when it's new.
Mhm.
I thought, I was like, okay, well, when a game comes out, be one of the first people to put it out, and YouTube
Yeah.
will just they'll find you, and it's
Yeah.
like that's not how it goes. Like
Mm-mm.
I've posted stuff that I'm super proud of because I'm just now
Totally.
learning editing, and like my
Yep.
first 10 or let's say 5 gaming videos were super scuffed. I'm just
Sure,
still
yeah,
learning
yeah.
it, and now I'm getting it
That's how it
down.
goes.
I'm finally getting
Right.
the transitions are more seamless.
Huh?
Everything's becoming
Yeah.
better.
Are good. All of it.
Yep. And then like I'm getting less views, so
Yeah.
it's whatever.
It's weird. It's weird. The algorithm, it's just people. Oh God, this is where it just gets weird. People on YouTube are like, well, you gotta have other platforms to bring them onto YouTube. I'm like, well, that's why I got Twitch. People say I gotta start posting on YouTube, but nothing's going anywhere. So it's
Yeah.
funny. I don't know. There's no real reason, or no, there's no real like path. Everybody's gonna find a different way
Yep.
to make something happen. And that, dude, that brings me into like TikTok is crazy. So Like TikTok right now, I've seen so many people like blow up on TikTok, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
like tons of views, which is awesome. Um, like it's so cool. There's a bunch of eyes, brand new eyes that get on you, all that kind of stuff. Over to Twitch is tiny,
It is.
but like it can be substantial. It can be substantial. I have not ever once seen those views stay for any
Oh no, yeah.
for any streamer. Those people might have a crazy boost one month, get crazy views, and the next month they're kicking themselves. They're like, "What's wrong? Like, why aren't people showing up to my streams anymore?" And they're like very discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the people that are coming from TikTok, like on stream TikTok and stuff, are usually streamers themselves that are wanting you to like help them with their stream,
That's true.
or somehow it's a selfish kind of thing,
Oh
unless
yeah.
you're going to that stream because you see something that catches your eye.
I don't know. I think as other streamers and you see other streamers, I think it's very easy to spy the snake, the person
Totally. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
definitely being yeah, it's whatever. They say the stuff that they say. So it's
Mm-hmm.
super easy to point them out. The other thing I've noticed, not just in me, just from other people who are
Yeah.
somewhat successful on TikTok, is their
Yeah.
viewership is young. The people who are actually coming over from TikTok, it's usually a younger audience. It's not
Okay.
it's not not mature, but like
Sure.
17 plus. I think that's what every streamer would like. At least
Yeah.
for me, I was 18. That's what I would like. It's like around that age. But obviously, that's not going to happen, and you get a lot of kids from TikTok, and I think that's the tough part, especially for me, because. I'm not saying I'm like not family friendly, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not family friendly.
Sure. Exactly.
Just,
all in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Same boat. It's so interesting because TikTok, obviously, like their algorithm works. You can post something. It's how I want YouTube to work, right? You can post something and people just get eyes on it. I don't know exactly how it works, but somehow it happens. You can get hundreds of views or whatever just posting something random, right? And you don't know, something that you think might not do well, all of a sudden gets tons of views or whatever it is. I just don't know how long that could last. Like, I don't want to put in. This is gonna sound like lazy of me, I guess.
No,
I don't want to put
I
in
get
so
it.
many hours doing that, and just to have like, oh, maybe like, oh, this is a huge boost this week. Like, look at all these numbers. It's looking great. Like, everything's going good, and just to have it like fall. Like, I've seen it happen so many times. People get discouraged and maybe stop streaming because their numbers are low. Like, huge discouragement. I'm like, I do not want to even subject myself to that. I don't know.
I've thought about doing a podcast about this.
Yeah.
Like, and I keep bringing up the psychology. I really want to have a podcast about the psychology of like everything that goes into Twitch and social media and trying to become something, because it's something I'm very aware of. It's like I'm wanting someone to watch me. I'm wanting someone to interact with me. You know what I mean? That's not normal per se to try and seek that out on the internet. So like, and then on the opposite end of that, for a viewer and stuff like that. So like, there's a psychology into all of that, and I think it's understanding that. And I think once you can understand it, you'll find your niche to be able to draw in the right audience that you like.
And I definitely don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness.
Like, I don't know if I'll ever be at a point where I'm like, I don't know, always okay with what I'm doing, or always like confident in what I'm doing.
Sure.
Would bring those people in. I am constantly stressing and nervous about streaming, like constantly. It's like a constant state I am always in. Right when that stream ends, like while I'm streaming, it's like bliss. I'm like having a great time. I'm not worried. Like, my focus is on the stream. Immediately you end that stream and boom, my thoughts like, well, I can't stream tomorrow. I got this going on. The next day is like a little bit busy. I don't want to squeeze one in. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to play the right game here? Oh, I have to wait 5 days to do the next stream. Like, nobody's going to come to the next one. It's just like constant. It's horrible.
Well, not to promote any type of drug use, but for anyone who's medical, that is definitely where the marijuana has helped for me. That takes for some people, it might be a shot or whatever. Whatever it is. Yoga might be something, just whatever it might be. But find that thing that relaxes you before a stream. And then like, I think it helps out a little bit. Also, to get to that as well, like, because I don't get as anxious with streams. I get anxious with social media. Like, Twitter, whatever. Twitter, it's whatever. But like I was telling you,
Yeah.
I just posted my first real TikTok. Where I like recorded myself and edited like a little
Totally.
TikTok. And it was so anxiety driven, and I felt so
Yeah.
cringy.
Yep.
And I don't know. I just like I'm now at the point where if I just got to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
Right.
like that as well, where it's like I got to put it out there.
think here's where it's like interesting in kind of what I'm trying to do is like I would love people to find me through Strictly Casual. So all my mindset is like promoting Strictly Casual. How can I get this video out there, that kind of thing. So like Strictly Casual has a TikTok and we post on that super often. Like there's two people that like Ryder and Luigi or other team members. They're posting all the time on TikTok. They post little wrap-ups of our podcast.
That's
and
awesome.
just like quick news bursts
I
and
got
stuff.
it down.
And those videos do well. They do really well. And we do like all sorts of stuff on TikTok, right? I think we're at like it's crazy. Like we have 13,000 followers on TikTok. Right?
Oh wow, nice.
But on YouTube, the crossover is tiny to nothing, barely anything. But that's like our goal. So it's like, okay, TikTok is starting to be kind of like successful. We're getting like a baseline views on videos. Sometimes they go crazy, so they keep posting there, and I think that's a good call, right? But like I'm not posting about like my stream on my TikTok very much. Like I have 3 TikToks up.
Yeah.
I don't really care that much. I would really, because for me, I would love Strictly Casual to take off more than my stream takes off. At
Same.
the end of the
I would
day.
love for the
And so-
podcast to be a thing.
Yeah, I'm much more passionate about. Even though I love streaming, don't get me wrong. Like I want to keep streaming like as long as I can. But it felt so good when I was streaming one time, and someone popped in the chat and said, "Hey, like I saw your Loki or it was WandaVision at the time. I saw your WandaVision reaction video, and I saw in the description you had the links to your guys' Twitches. And so like what's up, dude? I'm from New Zealand." I was like, "Whoa!" Like that was like this. I want this to happen more often. This is crazy. How can I make that happen more often? More than like, how can I get people on TikTok directly to see me? Like, I want to see my podcasts and videos, things that I put way more time into, do better than stream, I guess.
I
don't know.
think that's where some platforms, well, they're not thinking about it because not everything's like advertisement for them. They just want people to use their platform, right? Where like as a creator trying to get someone back to them, what you want, like for the YouTube, right? Which I still haven't been able to do it. I don't know how to get links in my description. I just can't figure it out.
On TikTok?
No, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah, I type it out, the URL, copy paste, whatever, doesn't work.
Do a space afterwards. It turns it blue. Yeah, so you paste it, and then you click space, and then it turns blue, like as a clickable link. There you go.
Thank you.
I hope that works.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me know if that works.
Okay. I've just been posting, and I was like, I'm not posting all my URLs because it's like, well, fuck it, none of them are working, and I don't think the YouTube has gone over because there's not a click.
Yeah.
But going back, like, I wish TikTok had that, like where in the video, if you're watching, it's like, oh, that's an interesting video. I wish I could, boom, immediately go over to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because some people aren't going to swipe right to your channel, go through, read your thing. Now they're got to click on the tab to, you know what I mean? So I think it needs to be more immediate, which because it's 2021 and everything's got to be right now,
Yeah. But that's the thing. TikTok wants you to stay on their platform. They don't want to make it easy for you to leave.
That's
They want
very,
you to
very,
keep
very
going,
true.
so
Yeah, everything's business.
It is. It's totally business. Yeah.
Well, we're already at the 56-minute mark, so I passed it a little bit.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
this is where I do my rapid fire questions. All right?
I'm ready.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. So, first thing to come to your mind, don't think about it too much. Just say what you think. Favorite color?
Blue.
Okay. Dream vacation spot?
Oh my gosh. New Zealand.
Oh, that's nice. Best pizza topping?
Pepperoni. Basic.
First game you ever played?
Oh, Crash Bandicoot maybe?
That's sick.
On the PS1?
Favorite game of all time?
The Last of Us.
Oh.
For sure.
How many holes does a straw have?
1. 2? 1.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Best Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh, mashed potatoes.
Favorite actor to play Batman?
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal would do a good Batman.
I think that'd probably be pretty good.
You mean favorite actor who has previously played Batman?
I've been telling people to give me both because someone brought that up.
Oh, I mean, I love Christian Bale as Batman.
I forgot what did who
Dark Knight trilogy.
I forgot what they said. We'll keep going.
Okay.
Who was the best Power Ranger?
Oh, the Red Power Ranger.
Okay.
Gotta be.
I feel like it's always split, red or green, or
Yeah.
it's one or
Yeah.
the other.
Well, okay, funny story real quick. One of my professors actually directed the first season, like the original season of Power
Really?
Rangers. So she had all this like insight. It was so cool, like stories and stuff about shooting it. It was awesome.
Did she ever go into the tangents? I didn't know this that like all the fighting scenes were bought from a Japanese animation like
Really?
somewhere in Japan. So like the only things they filmed were all the school scenes with the actual like actors. They didn't
Wow.
film any of the
That's
the
crazy.
like when they're fighting or the bots are fighting. They didn't do any of that. So
That's
in the first
crazy.
couple seasons, after that they
Yeah,
started
yeah.
doing it or whatever.
Right.
Is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
It's a pie.
Yeah,
it's a pie.
it's a pie. If you had to choose one condiment to have with every meal and you had to put it on everything, what would it be? Like on every bite.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, that's not
Chick-fil-A
too
sauce
bad.
on
That's not too
everything,
bad.
dude. That's it.
Would you rather be the first to explore the ocean or space?
Space.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If you had to choose one person to represent humanity if aliens came down to meet us, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you. I was wondering if he's the perfect person.
I truly think he is perfectly level-headed. He knows what's going on. I think he would kill it. And you know what? He's kind of scary to look at, so I hope he scares the aliens.
Exactly. He's
you know?
like he's a nice, charismatic guy, funny.
Totally.
Yeah. Like everything's there. But if something gets rowdy, he's
Dude,
ready. He's ready.
He's ready to go at a moment's notice. Dwayne the Rock, great.
Perfect answer, man. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation. I've been a PS fanboy my whole life.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Which Pokemon best describes your personality?
Squirtle. God, I love Squirtle so much.
Squirtle Squad, baby.
Oh, do you have a Squirtle tattoo?
Yep, Squirtle Squad, the whole Squirtle Squad.
Dude. Oh, I love it.
And then most importantly, the question everyone wants to know is water wet?
Water is definitely wet.
Okay, I'll let you have your opinion.
Are you a more water's not wet kind of guy?
Yeah, I think water is like, or wet is is like more of a. I tell people it's almost like a verb. It's like a verb of like getting wet.
Yeah. Is it more of like you take your hand out of water and then your hand is wet, but when it's in the water, it's not wet. It's just water.
Well, I thought the perfect analogy, and so recently, news, Gulf of Mexico was on fire from all that oil stuff. I don't know if you saw that, right? Well, they were using the water to put out the water. So in that sense, the water was wet, getting the water, the water's making the water wet. So I think, like, and that's, I don't know what.
Yeah, I guess,
it was such a funny video to watch. Like, oh, they're using the water to put out the water. Okay, I see what's going on here.
Okay, so water might not be wet.
Exactly.
But it might be wet. Okay, fair enough. We'll keep it at that.
So where did your branding come from? Where did BobaShinga? Sorry for saying BobaShinga.
No, dude, it's good. Boba. So that's how everybody says Boba. I love it. That's great.
I think it's Boba Tea. I think everyone thinks of it, and it's it comes off immediately.
Which is fine. When I was like a little kid, I guess with my friends, we had like this make-believe world, right? And so in this make-believe world, his name was BobaShinga. I had some different name, and I thought his name was really cool. So when Instagram came out, and I'm in like 7th grade at the time, I was like, oh, this is the perfect Instagram.
I'm stealing it.
BobaShinga, right? Nobody's gonna have this. And from there, it became Twitter, Instagram. It's all my freaking PlayStation names. It's everything. BobaShinga. Like I got it all around. But I don't have like an origin of where the actual name like BobaShinga came from. I just know like within that friend group or whatever. I'm talking like kindergarten. Like
oh wow, that's
like,
crazy.
We had like kindergarten, 1st grade. We just had this like made up world or whatever. And so I don't know because it's not original to me. Like I didn't make that word up. My friend made it up. I guess
that's so funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just stuck from there, and I was like, it just. Of course, Twitch too. I guess it's everywhere. So.
No, I love that. I love how I don't know. That's even though you say you didn't make it up or come up with it, that's still so original for it to stick with you through that many
Yeah,
years. That's insane.
it's funny. I think my friend still gives me crap about it now. He's like, really,
Are you still
still got
friends with
my
them?
name. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's so
yeah. I'm
good.
still
That's
friends with
so
him too. Yeah,
that's so hilarious, man.
yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. It's a good time.
Has that, how do you come up with the branding from that? Like, was it something,
Mm,
because I feel like with anything, right? Like, as a streamer, you got to brand yourself somewhat. You know, you
yeah,
can't, certain people can get away with whatever they can get away with, but
yeah,
I feel like it's been difficult for me in particular. The salt thing just kind of worked well.
yeah. It works
So I'm just
great.
going to run with that. And I think there's definitely
Totally.
different variations of that I can just work with, you know?
Yep. Yep.
But did you ever try and or have that struggle of sitting there being like, do I come with a logo? Do I just use myself?
Dude,
Like,
struggling with it right now. Right now. So like for months I've been talking about like, oh, I'm gonna rebrand everything. It's gonna look so cool, all this stuff. And I find myself like I don't have a logo. I don't have like imagery that you can kind of like connect to BobaShinga. People are like, oh, do boba, do like a boba tea kind of thing. I'm like, I guess, but that's not really what I want to go.
yeah, don't force it.
Um, so right now, what I'm kind of like, my goal is to get not necessarily like a picture or something to connect with, but more of like a logo that with like let's say it says spells out Baba Shinga right here. The O is the logo or something. So then I can
Sure.
use that logo with
I like that.
also like on the stream to like animate or whatever that's gonna look like. And so like I don't know, I've been sketching a lot of stuff, but it all looks terrible. It's like God, I really want to work with like a graphic designer to like come up with something kind of original, but I don't want to rush that either because I feel like I'm fine just having my face as a profile picture or whatever. Because again, to me, Twitch is not a separate persona from like my real life, right? It's like it's one and the same. It's like an addition
Mm-hmm.
IRL. Um, and so like the distinction to have like an animal or like a let's say Baba Shinga, all of a sudden I'm a dragon. Like this is dragon's the new logo. It's gonna fly across the screen, fire everywhere, like fire overlay everywhere. Like it's not. It's like that feels like it's just such a like far fetched, I
Sure.
guess. I want to keep it like as real as like it's just like we're hanging out. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, it's just me. Like
I mean,
I
that's
don't.
not a bad thing to do. I mean, like you see it with
Yeah,
other things, like stand-up comedians. It's not like you never
totally.
see
Yeah,
a stand-up comedian with a logo. I mean, they might have one or
right,
whatever, but their brand is themselves. It's
right.
you know what I mean? And I don't think that's a bad
Yeah,
thing for a Twitch streamer as well. I think you see what everyone else is doing, so you're like, okay, I got to do what that is. But I don't
yeah,
think it's bad to brand yourself, your image, you know what I mean?
right.
That's not it's not the end
Yeah,
all to anything.
no, no. It's something I'm definitely like thinking about for just like whatever it is the future is of not just the channel, but like if I want branding to be there, like I really want like strictly casual to be part of that branding. Like how do I incorporate that and still make it like me? Like this stream is like kind of like my thing, but I'm a part of this bigger thing that
Hmm.
I would if you would check out like that'd be so cool, that kind of thing, you know? So
I suffered with
I
that
don't
in the
know.
beginning because like once again it was I started streaming to build the podcast, and then it was like I was streaming
Yeah.
from a grower in the shower podcast stream, and it's
Yep.
like this doesn't even make sense because I'm not even representation of the entire podcast. Like,
Yeah.
excuse me, it just felt so weird to do. So I think you can separate it and they can merge, like the audiences
Right.
can merge. I don't know. There's once again like going back to SourceFed even, you know, like I
Hmm.
love SourceFed, but even outside of that, there were the ones I really like. So those are the ones I was following their personal YouTubes or their
Yeah.
personal whatever it was, you know. So I don't think it's bad to have that. It's just those are
Yeah.
your hardcore fans per se.
Right. And it's interesting too. I mean, there was a point of like contention for sure, like within strictly casual. Like this was after I'd been streaming for a while. It was like, oh well, we should start streaming on the strictly casual channel and doing games like that with new overlays and stuff. I'm like, I'm fine with that. Like if we do party games and stuff with four of us, two of us, like that kind of thing, that's great. But then it was like, why am I like the question that we were kind of asking each other was like, oh, why am I spending so much time streaming on my own channel when I really want Strictly Casual to grow? And at the end of the day, it's not because like I want to outgrow Strictly Casual or some or any of that. Like I enjoy streaming. Like I love
Mm-hmm.
it when I go live and I'm talking. It is it is so cool to just see people like return and come back.
Yeah.
Like why would you come back? Like I'm just some random guy playing friggin' Zelda or something today. You know, it's like why come? I don't know, but like you're having so many cool conversations with people, and it's like not the same necessarily goal as I would have streaming on a strictly casual channel. Like I'm not streaming right now to grow. I'm streaming because I'm having such a good time, and like obviously I want growth to be a part of that, but I I don't want to stream on strictly casual just to grow strictly casual. It takes the joy out of it.
No, exactly, the joy of it, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone needs their serotonin release. Everyone wants that
Yeah.
that good feeling to come to them. You know what I mean? And for a
Mhm.
lot of us, it is streaming. You know, the moment streaming
Yeah.
becomes more of a chore, which at times when
Not
you
worth it.
before you stream, before you go live, I feel like sometimes it does feel like that. But you
There's
know,
a stress.
yeah,
There is a
it's
stress
the
for sure.
anxiety
Yeah.
of it. But once you're in it, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, here I am having a great time. And so many nights, so many nights after a stream where I've sat up, like, wow, that like I'm like on a high almost because it was
Totally.
like such a great time, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that's
There.
what it's not bad to want that and still
Right.
grow something, you know, like.
Yeah.
I literally dealt with the same exact thing. The
Yeah.
same exact thing.
It's a common struggle. I just like it's something that has been like, so real, I guess. And to your point too, it's like I have 100% have streams where after I'm done, I'm like damn near in tears. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like this many people or
Mhm.
whatever came to like support and just hang out and like I had really cool conversations. Like I personally need like streaming has been so cathartic for me actually
Yes.
like over this. Like I needed this as much as other people needed
Exactly.
some sort of connection, I guess. And it like means so much to me that anybody would come by and like say hi, just to even say hi, not even like lurking or whatever. It's just like it's so cool that you went out of your way to click on this stream or whatever
Exactly.
just to hang out. There's no like ulterior motive here. You're not like saying hi. Oh, I come by my stream in half an hour. Like, you know, it's like, and that's the best part too, is that there are people that I have connected with that I enjoy their content just
Yeah.
as much as like making my own content. I love being able to support who I can. So it's been such a crazy experience. I have expected none of this, honestly, when I started streaming. So
Everyone who I've had on the podcast, like, if I wasn't a fan of them beforehand, like I said, I do a deep dive into
Yeah.
to everybody. Like, I wasn't like I just saw Robo popped in. Thank you for popping in, Robo. Like, I can't even lie and be like, oh, I was in every Robo stream. It's like I didn't know much about. I knew who Robo was, and I popped in every now
Yeah.
and then, but I wasn't like following him even.
Right.
But I knew who Robert was, and then that's how I got introduced to Robo, and then like. Now I pop into his streams all the time because they're just super entertaining.
Totally.
Like, it's just fun. It's a good time to be in there. Same thing with your stream.
Yeah,
Same
it's
thing
so
with
funny,
Cranston
yeah.
streams. You know, like
Uh-huh.
I just like. I think at the same time too, I've never gotten a big head about anything because, or like, I still consider myself a viewer of it all.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, totally.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'm not above anything. I'm still a viewer
No.
of Twitch. You know, so I come to Twitch as a viewer, and that streams
Yep.
as well. You know.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And I don't know. I like to set it up as that, and I just like the community that everyone's built.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. Like I started streaming and I wasn't watching, but because of streaming, I am so much more of a viewer now, and not because I'm expecting return for those of who I'm viewing. I'm viewing because I like genuinely enjoy
Yeah.
hanging out with them. I was like, these are cool people like I'm meeting and stuff like that. And it's funny you bring up Robo too, because I met Robo through like a stream from someone else, but I had seen his Twitter and stuff because he's also like part of that kind of funny best friend community too. And it's just wild. Like I seen like mutual friends like each other's tweets and stuff, and you know how like they
Yep.
pop up like, and wild, so crazy. It's like a small world too.
Oh,
Totally
super small world. No, I was saying that, like,
Yeah.
I've now had conversations with people in all sorts of states. We've had California, Illinois, Florida. We've had people in the UK. We've had people in Canada. You know, like this. It's so crazy how like Twitch just brings us all together where we're able to communicate like this. You would never see this anywhere else. And you do sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong. It kind of reminds me of like old school. Not AIM, but I don't remember what that thing was back in the day. Canada here, exactly. But Do you remember what it was? It was like little
No.
characters walking around, and people would type, and it'd
Oh,
become a little chat box, and like, um,
I know what you mean. I don't know the name of it though, but I'm
Half-Life is coming
visualizing
to
it.
my mind. It's not Half-Life, but it's like
Uh-uh.
something life or
Yeah.
something like that. Oh my god, I'm blanking on it so hard. But that was like my first like interaction with something where you could go somewhere and just
Yeah.
communicate with people, and this is just a real way of. Where else could you
Right.
do this face to face? I think it's super
No,
cool.
100%. There's countless times where, I mean, it sounds corny. People like, it was almost embarrassing at first. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I stream on Twitch sometimes. Like, I don't know how you like feel about that. I think I'm like totally cool, whatever. But, or like people are like, oh, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, I'm actually staying home and like streaming. But like, do I
Yeah.
even say that? Like, I don't know. I don't know how people are gonna react to that. But like, I don't regret this at all,
Oh
dude. Like,
no.
there's been so many like. At the end of the day, it's the people. The people like just keep bringing you back.
Yeah.
There's I have so many friends, dude. I have so many friends now because of this.
Yeah.
There's even an example like one of my Twitch mods. He was driving from Washington down the West Coast into like LA, right? And I'm right along the way. I'm in the Bay Area right now, and dude, he drove down and stopped by, and we had lunch. Like I had met this guy for like 9 months on Twitch,
That's
and we
so
hung
awesome.
out, had lunch, and then he continued driving the rest of the way. And I was like, that was so sick. Now we're like IRL friends too.
Yeah.
Like we're messaging each other about like real life stuff
No,
as
that's super
well as
cool.
like still Twitch stuff too. It's just it's wild, man. It's been such an awesome experience, regardless of like how some streams are or numbers. It's just it doesn't even matter. It's like it really is the people.
No, I agree. Once this is all said and done, because there's gonna be, I for, I don't want to bring it up too much, but I say it
Yeah,
almost every single stream now. But like, I want this podcast, I want this stream, I want this me to be like a TV show, where like
yeah,
you tune in because you enjoy the show, and at some point the show's gonna end, you know,
yeah.
and there'll be a
Right.
time where I never press go live again, and it
Yeah,
just doesn't happen. And I know that's a real thought, and I know that's
yeah.
an actuality, and I hope just to be able to look back at this time and
Right.
be able to get something out of it, the friendships, you know. I
Hmm.
think the friendship is something I'll probably carry with me past
Totally.
streaming and past everything. So I think that's it's
Yeah.
super cool. Same thing, I've already
It
been able
is.
to meet some of the viewers and everything. It's a super
Totally.
fun time.
It's awesome. It's just been it's so cool.
But speaking of other streamers, who have been some of the streamers that have helped you along the way to deal with some of the things or point you in the right
Mm.
direction or helpful advice?
Um. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you guys have met him. His name is Cheesy Plays.
Cheesy
He goes by
plays.
Cheesy. Yeah, I love Cheesy to death. He was like, when I started streaming, we had like one mutual friend. That mutual friend was like, "Oh, like you're starting to stream. Let me connect you like with my friend." Also streams. He does it way more often. And when I met him, he was streaming every single day of 2020, and he
Wow.
streamed all 365 days.
Whoa.
But not only that, he's like had consistent people coming back. He was so much fun to watch and hang out with, right? Everybody was always having a good time in his chat. And I was like, this is what right here, like this is the dream, right? This is the dream. But like from that, like we just kind of started like hanging out in each other's or whatever. And now like, dude, I got his number. Like we're texting all the time. We're
That's sick.
friends. He lives near the college that I go to, so when
Oh,
I move
okay,
back down
awesome.
there, like we're gonna go hang out and stuff like
That's so
that.
awesome.
But like not only was his stream kind of like inspirational to watch, I guess for me, especially at that like super starting phase. Um, it was just like it was cool. Like someone else is doing this. Someone else is like
Yeah.
doing it. They're not like they still have a full time job. They're working and stuff. He's not like a Twitch partner or whatever. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like they're not there or anything, but they have just it's consistency and they're consistently having a great time. That's what I want. Like that's what I would love. And so that has been the most like inspirational. But there, I mean, I could count 10 streamers
Yeah,
right now, like
exactly.
off the top of my head. It's like this guy inspires me. This person inspires me,
Yeah.
because they do this or this. It's wild.
No, I think I the amount of people out there that give me inspiration is insane. People that
Yeah.
interact with and don't interact with. There's stuff that like on YouTube that I go back and watch just because it's super big inspiration.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I think people are somewhat helpful on Twitch if you have the, if you got a question or something like that. That's actually how I've come across certain people, like Hamall Kid, like got introduced to him kind of through because I wanted more interaction out of my stream, and it was like he had the knowledge of that, and that's like how that interaction first came, so I think that's super cool. And then Cheesy Plays doing 365 days of streaming. Holy crap. Go check that person out, because that is insane. Cool. That's one way to grow, if you're just always on, like you'll eventually be seen.
I think it burnt him out. It burnt him out pretty bad at the end of it, but I think he was proud of himself that he set a goal and stuck to it. And at the end of the year, he finished, and it was like, dude, it was emotional for everybody. We're like, yeah, you really, like, you did that. It was cool. Like, I swear I've been here like probably 100 times, 100 different days. Like, you've been streaming, which is weird to say. And so had all the people in his chat, and it was like such an emotional day on that last day. You're like, wow, like now he's not going to be streaming. You had something to look forward to every night. Like I could be doing anything and have a stream up or whatever. And it was like just there. And now it's like, okay, he's back to like once a week or twice a week or whatever.
Once again,
it's like crazy.
Like be appreciative of the people that are around now, because one day they won't be. The streamers, I appreciate everyone.
I mean, it's not like he's not here.
No, I feel, but like, he's still alive. He exists. There's still.
Yeah, love
but like basketball player, like the person that is gone. Kobe. Like I never get to see Kobe play anymore. I get to see it, like his speeches. Like his work ethic, no joke. That's why I keep his jerseys up here. That's what inspires me. Like
totally
I say it at work more so than I say it on stream, because I'm not the best at anything. I'm never gonna claim to be the best at anything. But what I can claim to be is, I promise you, if I have this drive in me and this competitive nature, good competitive, not like bad, because everyone wants to grow, but
it's not like egotistic.
Yeah. But like, I'm willing to work harder. That's where I think, like, where I benefit. And it's like, I'm willing to put in more work to be better. And it's like, are you willing to keep up with me? Because I'm willing to give it everything, and that was like his mentality, that Mamba mentality, So I'm trying to carry that over into Twitch streaming. I'm trying to just like not be lazy about it, because
that's super cool.
One thing he said is like, procrastination is the killer of all dreams, and it's like you're just sitting around thinking about it when you could be doing it, so it's I'm guilty of that. Me too. I am too. So I'm trying. I gotta find it in me,
But, and dude, I see that Mac.
That's another person. That's another person.
Dude.
Yeah, it's heavy.
They also a huge inspiration.
Yeah.
I got a Celebration of Life concert in LA. I think it was like 2 months after he passed away.
My buddy was there. I really wanted to go. I couldn't make it. Like, so dude, we were getting tickets to his. Obviously his album is just. Sorry, we're going off tangent real quick. I love Mac Miller. He's like
Mac's great.
Huge inspiration to me. And when, like you were talking about earlier, when you haven't even met people, but you feel such a close bond to him. I honestly felt like I lost my brother when all that happened. It was just, it hit me hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were getting ready to, buying his tickets where they had to even refund them. And his girlfriend was into marketing. That was her job, so she was able to convince her job to get 2 tickets to go out there, and she was like, hey, she wanted me and him to go because we were both such huge fans, but she's like, I have to go but she was like willing to almost give me her ticket to like go out there because she was such cool fans. But I got to see it. I got to see it from the live.
They streamed it.
Yeah, I got to see it, and it was such a cool event.
Just as good.
Yeah. But super cool music and. Yeah, sad to see him go, but I always pay my respects to the people that give me inspiration.
Right, and his music lives on, and his what he kind of stood for lives on too. So
exactly,
that never goes away.
Are there some other people that have kind of molded and shaped you, who become your personality, who you are?
That's a good question, because I have family members, right, that I look up to that are like. Forget the streaming thing. There's like so much more to it's like just who I am. Like, it sounds cheesy. Everybody says it, but like my grandpa truly does like inspire me.
That's
right?
awesome.
Like he's like a man that I want to become later on, right? But like if we're talking more, like people of like influence, I guess, that have influenced me, I would say again Greg Miller. Like we talked about Greg Miller, who owns Kind of Funny and stuff. Been following him for years, and just seeing what he's done uh, inspires me to continue what I want to do. Right.
Yeah.
So I I guess my grandpa for like morals and uh, like the type of person, and then in like a creative space, Greg Miller plus like um I could probably name a bunch if I really I had to like think about it, but he's like the first. But yeah, there's like different people for different aspects of my life that um are just big to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I think that's important. I don't know. I like holding on to the base values of who you are, you know, and
Yeah.
like it keeps you true, you know, or I like to say. That's why
Mhm.
I'm also a fan of humbling experiences, right? Humbling
Oh yeah.
moments. And I think you can have those a lot in streaming, especially when you have a bad stream, you know, because you can be on top of the world, right?
Yep.
You can have, like, because it's happened to me, you have 2, 3 streams doing really great, and you're like, I finally fucking made it. I'm
Yep.
here.
This is it, bitch.
You know, or a couple of
Yep.
videos hit or something like that, you know,
Mhm.
and then like reality sets back in, you know.
Yeah.
How is it handling those moments, and how are you able to kind of focus back in, like, okay, this is just how it is?
Yeah. It's again, that is a process that just keeps on changing as we go. There was a point where I was really hard on myself. I'm like, dude, like, what did I do that time? How did I blow this one? That like that stream is way better. This stream, I felt like I was the same person, same
Mm,
type of energy I brought, same type of content or whatever, and just wasn't as good, right? So what's going on? But yeah, like over the months, you have to realize that sometimes some just don't work for people. Sometimes people are busy. This is going on. This is going on. That's how that goes. Sometimes, you know what? People have something better to do than go to your stream. Like I'm
that's
not the
very
center of
true.
everybody's world. I'm like an extra. I'm an addition. You know what I mean? If you want to come, I'm here. If you got something better to do, do it. You know, like I'm not gonna. I, I, I don't know, dude. It's crazy. It's tough. It's the same with videos. You can put hours into a video, pour your heart out into it, and it bombs.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing if you have no effort into something and all of a sudden it blows up.
It's
As long you just have to be having fun with what you're doing. And if it's like continually through even on those down days or whatever where it's not necessarily as good as another day that you can commit to, um you have to if you're not doing it for fun, like why even do it in
yeah.
the first place? So it's been a whole mindset change I've had to kind of go through.
That's where I'm at right now. You know, I was trying to do a schedule because I'm like, okay, this is what will help with growing and following and everything like that. But once again, I'm trying to be super realistic of what I am and just what my stream is in particular, what this channel is in general, and what I'm trying to do with
Yeah.
it. And at the end of the day, I am trying to build the podcast more than I am myself, and I think I can
Right.
do that through the stream. I think it's a little bit different with you and yours, just because it's almost separated, right? But because I am doing it on Twitch or whatever, and it's on
Totally.
this channel, and it's the same branding,
Yeah.
I feel like it's whatever. I can have the mixture. But when my numbers are low, it's almost like it sucks, but I almost got to understand where my success has come from has been this,
Yeah.
right? This has been my most success, is
Right.
the podcast. So those viewers from you, Robo, Ham, everything, they come in, they support, and a lot of people do stick around. They do tune in, and they are viewers from that point forth, you know. But
Right.
you were there first, or whatever, you know, or you're number
Sure.
one. So like, it became really hard to be like, well, I can't just not stream on certain day. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, they stream on
Totally.
this day,
Yep.
so I wouldn't get those
So I
viewers,
can't
or
stream on.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I was like, so I tried to make a schedule around that, and it's like, well, that's not going to work either, you know? So now
Yeah.
I'm at the point
Yeah.
where it's like, I'll plan the podcast and I'll just stream when I want to have fun. And if people come,
Yep.
they come. And I think that's
Mhm.
just what it'll be, you know? So,
Yeah. And so like I count this like what we're doing right now. This is a win for me just as much
Yeah.
as like I've met a bunch of cool people, and through those people I met you. You know what I mean? And like or you met me. So this is super cool.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time right now, and like we are learning more about each
Yeah.
other, right? Also like creating stuff like at the same time. Like this is just it's a win. It's a
Exactly.
win. Like I'm having a great time.
That's
Yeah.
what
And so we have
that's what I love the most, is just being able to, the bonds you can make through it.
yeah, it really is. It's so important.
So
I think Echo in chat real quick says Robo once said the only person who ever needs to apologize for missing streams is me.
yeah,
It's an
that's
interesting
deep.
line right
Robo
there.
gets deep.
Yeah, it is good.
But thank you, Echo. I truly appreciate it. I wanted to get into this a little bit because it's
Yeah.
hard. I have a full-time job and I have a family, and then it's tough
Right.
doing this. But your life almost seems even more stressful. School, 2 jobs, another podcast, the stream, plus trying to, you know, intermingle all
Yeah.
the different
Yeah.
quote. I don't want to say like egos in a bad way, but it's egos, right? You got so many different
Right.
people, especially on the podcast side. How are you able to work all that together and be able to still come to streams with a smile on your face and put on a good content?
This is the number one thing I struggle with more than like a bad stream, good stream type scenario. Okay, personally, like in my own life, my like biggest struggle is not wanting to let people down. So I'm a major yes man. Like if somebody asks me to do something, I do not want to say no. Like I want to help them as much as I can, or I don't know. It could be with any situation. I'm a yes man. Okay, and that's how it goes, which is bad. So I have right now I'm a video producer for a journalism outlet in LA. That's like my day job, I guess, but it's like super part time, especially in the summer. It's like it picks up during the school semesters and stuff like that because it's kind of connected through the school, right? So that's what I do there. Plus, I internship doing sound and media at a church right now. So I've been doing that all summer or all year, I guess, right? So I've built up their live stream because COVID, you know, like people can go to the churches, that kind of thing.
Makes
so
sense.
full camera setups, production, all that sort of stuff. So I'm always on call there doing stuff like 3 times a week for them. Plus, on top of that, I freelance video and photo as and because most of my income has come from recently because it's like a service I can provide, and I know I can do like some things well, some things do that. Plus, I really love streaming. I try to stream 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not always successful. I can't always do it. I got the podcast that I have to do at least once a week, plus other things like other responsibilities. Plus, I'm not back at home. I have family responsibilities right now too, and it's been like so much. I feel like crushed at times, but streaming for me is that break.
Yes.
It's like I have so many things in real life happening right now that like, okay, my phone is down, like I'm putting it away. I'm gonna go live for like 3 hours right now, play games, and during those 3 hours, dude, that's it. It's just stream.
Yeah.
I usually try not to have my phone here. I turn off messages and stuff while I do it because like it's kind of an escape for me at the same time. And so that's why I put it at such high importance in my life right now.
Totally agree.
But the balance is tough, man. The balance is it's a week to week struggle. It's like, yo, this week's not looking good. So I don't know how much I can do it, but
yeah, it's it is tough. Like once you get like kind of going back and forth with the viewership thing and not wanting to stream because of that, but at the same time being happy when I do stream, you know. Luckily my wife helps me out with that, and I think she I'm not close to any friends, you know what I mean? We moved to Oklahoma thousands. I'm not from Oklahoma. I'm originally from Dallas, but it's not like all my friends are still there. Like the group of people, I know it sounds so weird, but like the people I stayed in contact with the most were the type of people to be successful and want to do something.
Sure.
None of my friends are the people that stayed home and are still at home. And no knock on that. No knock on anyone that's like that. Because some people, it's just what it is.
Everybody's got their own path.
My dad's that way, you know, like you're going to live and die in the same house. You know what I mean? But everyone that I talked to, they moved out. They moved away. They're doing their own thing. You got a best friend who owns a car dealership. Other friend who's running big things out in Denver to be a GM and stuff. And it's like, so I'm not close to any of my friends, and we're all busy. So it's like, this was my way of like, because COVID hit and I wasn't able to meet anybody. So this was kind of my way of meeting everybody. And I'm 30 years old, man. Like I'm like a 30-year-old content creator now.
You look young.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, you know. But you know, like this isn't, I don't know. I feel like I got into it too late at times, you know, but it's awesome to see other people, young and old, because you are young, man. You still got so much time ahead of you. So like, I think get all the knowledge you can right now, and but if you're still doing this at my age, you'll definitely have success.
And that's the thing. It's like I have no plans on stopping, I guess, because I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
It might not look the same as it is right now, but like this is really what I love doing, you know? So it's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future brings on that.
Well, with streaming, what's your next big goal?
Hmm. It's a great question. I think after, and yeah, what Echo brought up too in the chat, you're not too old to do content creation. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you didn't
no, that's
start
true.
too
That's
late.
true.
There's plenty of
It just
examples
feels
of
like
people
it
at
at
every age.
times, you know?
Totally. I get it. I get it. Um, Next goal for stream. Um, I don't know because right now that is something I've been thinking about. I don't want the next goal to be a number because I don't care. I the next 1,000 would be awesome. Like that'd be
Mm-hmm.
so cool, whatever it is. But that's not going to change the actual content I'm doing or the way I'm interacting with people. So my next goal needs to be how can I be more engaging, not from like a technical standpoint of like, oh, what kind of stuff can I throw at you on the screen that is going to make you respond in some sort of way, or that it's, I guess, how can I create more friendships that are real and lasting and not like a facade friendship of like, oh, I love you when you come and check out my other than that, I'm like mobile, hands off, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like I never want to be that person. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what my next goal really is when
It
it comes to that.
could you ever see yourself taking it full time if it became successful? If boom, you're right there, you're partnered, you're averaging 2,000 viewers tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is this something that you could see taking full time?
I mean, if that was an opportunity, I think I would be dumb not to take it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an
Everyone
amount
should
of
at least
time it
try
takes
it.
to get there. Yeah, I would love to try it. Maybe it's not a forever thing if you do full-time streaming or whatever that would look like. But even if I did that full time or however that looked, there would have to be something to like um kind of go alongside of it. Because like at the end of the day, as much as I love like this, I'm working on like this kind of production stuff, camera up here, BS on the side doing all that. Like I love live production. I want to set up shots, storyboard, script something out, shoot it, edit it.
That's sick.
Like I want to work with a team doing that kind of thing. And like that's a void that right now is only getting filled through like freelance stuff.
Sure.
And eventually I would love for that to be like my job is doing that kind of stuff. But if I was streaming full time, God, that's a dream. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
at that point, like once again, you've almost branded yourself, and as cool as it is to work for IGN or something like that, like
Yeah.
to do it for, you always want to be your own boss, right? Like everyone wants to be their own boss. So,
Yeah.
like even me, I have a great paying career. I'd probably never quit, even if this was a full time thing. But I do have there would be a number in mind. Let's say if I could make this amount a month from content creation. I'm not going to say streaming because if I could, as a whole, sponsorship from the podcast, money from Twitch, YouTube, as a whole, if I could get to a certain amount every month, I would be like, okay, I can, see me doing it full time. I can convince my wife why I could want to take it full time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's the hardest step of it all, right there.
yeah, exactly. No, she's supportive, and I think at the end of the day,
That's
like,
cool.
she's no. I'm not gonna do anything if it wouldn't be beneficial.
Right.
Like right now,
Totally.
this is still just. It's fun. It's nice.
Yeah. No, it's like a serious hobby.
Yeah.
But like you're taking it serious. It's not just like you only do it for fun. You're taking strides to grow.
Yeah.
You're taking like doing this, and you have your dreams that are
Exactly
like a part of it too. But that's interesting too. Like, so you said you have a family. Do you have kids?
Yep.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids, dude.
Yep.
That's so cool. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 10, 8,
Wow.
and 3. 2 daughters and a
awesome.
son.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, I can't see it from that perspective since I don't have a family. Like, I have my parents that I live under right now when I'm not at school. But how is that like streaming and stuff and putting time towards this, and then also you have a full-time job plus, I mean, you have wife and kids. That's pretty important too.
And that was, I think that was the battle of everything.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, especially early on, you're trying to hit a goal, affiliate or whatever it
Yep.
is. So you're trying to do something,
Mhm.
and you don't want to put anyone behind. And even at times, I still, you know,
Yeah.
suffer from doing that where I'm like, okay, I give too much attention. Editing has been my thing now, where it's like, oh fuck, I spent
Yeah.
the last 3 hours back here editing a video,
Totally.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's mainly it. But luckily, I have supportive family, them
Mhm.
alone, and my mom is. No one really gets what I'm doing. It's not
Totally.
like they understand
It's
it
hard.
in a sense, but they don't understand. My wife doesn't even have social media. Like she doesn't even use
Right.
like Facebook or Instagram or anything
Mhm.
like that. So, you know, like
God, I
to
wish. I
come
wish that was
on
me.
Twitch,
I hate social media.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And she knows what it is. Don't get me wrong. She's more of the
Right. Right.
Pinterest, it's more of TikTok. You know, like she likes
Totally.
that type of stuff, you know. So like um yeah, it's tough. It's super tough. But
Right.
I think as long as I'm just making sure I'm always asking, like, what can I do? Is there anything I can do? You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
And then I always ask permission as well. Like, do you mind if I stream tonight, or do you mind if I do
Right.
this? I think it's just super important to
No,
do
totally.
that. You know?
Yeah. You want to make them feel like you're not streaming, like your streaming isn't more
Yeah.
important than they are, because they're one of the most important things. You know what I mean? Your wife and your kids.
Do you have a
It's big.
significant other?
I do not right now.
Okay. Well, could you
Makes
see everything changing a little bit with that? Because I think
totally.
I
I'm
think we're
sure.
all once again realistic on what comes with the relationship, especially if it
Yeah.
gets somewhat serious or that puppy love stage of the
Sure.
beginning. You know, you kind of
Yeah.
put other things to the side because you want to focus on this person. Um,
hmm
if
I
I think it gets weird because not everyone's used to cameras. Like, is it something that you would
mm,
immediately open up to them about? Like, hey, this is what I do, or would you kind of?
I mean, that would be a case by case thing. Like, how'd I meet the
Okay, that's
person? Like,
true. That's true.
and for that, but I don't. I don't know. Right now, again, like Twitch for me just isn't a separate persona. Like it's part. Like it's another thing I do the same way I do, um, like production and stuff on certain things or the podcast and stuff like that. It's just like this is like these are my passions. You know, like I
Hmm.
feel like I would share, um, but probably case by case. I don't know how soon I'd share. You know, like
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like I don't even share like everyone at work knows what I do. They don't know the
Yeah.
extent of what I do.
Sure.
They all know I stream, but they don't know what I'm
hmm
like. They probably think I'm just playing a game and there's a camera. They don't know about overlays I'm trying to do. They don't know about
No,
like
they have no clue.
like the networking involved with anything. The cringy TikTok I made earlier today. You know, they don't know about any
The
of that.
time that goes into
Yeah,
it, all
exactly.
the time that goes into it. Yeah.
You know, like
The
nobody.
technical expertise.
Exactly. Like I don't know. So for me, even on my Facebook, like every now and then I post the podcast
Yeah.
on you. I never post when I'm going live on Facebook ever because it's
No.
like
Yeah.
I
Me
know
neither.
most of the people on my Facebook they're not watching Twitch. You know what I mean? So like
This is a good point. Yeah.
why even bother my audience with like that's what Twitter would
Sure.
be or Discord. I think Discord's like the best place to post anything, your
That's where
own
I do.
stuff, you
Yeah.
know.
That's all I do.
If there's anywhere to spam, it's in your own Discord. Um,
Right.
so like yeah, like people, but every now and then I'll post a YouTube video that I'm proud of or something like
hmm
that, and people will check it out and people are supportive somewhat, you know. So like
Yeah. I mean, and that's the same with me. My social medias, I don't have separate ones for streaming and stuff.
hmm
Again, because like Twitch is my only focus, like in life. I guess like there's other things that like I'm proud of. Well, so I'm able to like space that out. Like I can post a Twitch thing and it is what it is. Some people are gonna be interested. Some people are like,
yeah.
oh, what the hell is this guy doing? Let me go. Well, like Facebook is like I have Facebook, but it's with my family. Like my
Yeah,
family's on there and stuff. They're not interested in any of this
exactly.
or that kind of thing. So, um, usually it's like a Twitter something or an Instagram story. But like Instagram, I haven't posted in 8 months. Like I try to be as off social media as much as I can, except Twitter's. Um, but I'm not good. I'm not good at posting. Like I'm not good at like letting people know what I'm doing. That's why
Yeah,
I don't know.
like you're saying, I never want to be the person. When it comes to my Twitter, the only thing that I spam about going live is the podcasts, because I feel like
Mhm.
once again psychologically, I feel like it's not me promoting myself. It's almost me promoting someone else, and I do want them to like, this is what it's all about. It's all about the other person, so like I am doing that. So that's the only thing I truly spam on my Twitter. I don't post anything else like that. So it's difficult to get that viewership out. What do you think would be the best way to promote something like a YouTube or a Twitch without feeling over spammy towards something?
Dude, I don't know. I gotta ask you that question. I have no idea. I've been doing this stuff for like streaming for over a year now, and the podcast for 18 months ish. Okay, and I
The
still
podcast
don't
came
know
first.
the best places to post.
Okay.
Podcast is first, yeah. Podcast is before streaming. And I don't know. I still don't know where to post videos sometimes. Like, I have a thing in my Discord now that kind of like automates every time we have an upload. Like, there's a notification that, oh, you can check the video. But the stream people aren't. Some people aren't interested in Strictly Casual. That's totally cool. It's fine. I could post on Reddit. True. Sometimes that does well if it's a topic, but it's also big time waste of time. There's the thing you don't want to fall into is these like small streamer Discords, small YouTube channel things, garbage, horrible. Like fall for fall, all this stuff doesn't help at all. Though I know things to avoid, but I don't know things to double down on. It is social media. Social media is the only thing to post to. I just haven't found a way that's creative enough to
once again, it's me not wanting to be too almost cringy or spammy, like I don't know. You see the YouTube thing and it's like, promote your video here, and it's like, oh, do I spend $5 to promote a video? Like,
I'm gonna spend $5 for 10,000 impressions, maybe 1,000 views,
exactly.
And those people never come back. It's
like I don't know. It's hard to put something somewhere and feel like you're making a good impression with somebody. Yes, I don't know. It was very difficult. But I did wonder who does all of your editing and your like thumbnails for the YouTube, or is it like a joint effort?
Joint effort, usually me or Ryder. We do both of them. So it's I mean, I've been editing stuff since I was super young. For video and photos and all that kind of stuff. So I love doing like small graphic design stuff. I don't have tons of talent in that area, but like thumbnails, I enjoy thumbnails every once in a while, editing it, but
it's so hard for me.
It's, dude, if you keep scrolling on Strictly Casual, you see, dude, like we started rough.
Oh yeah, me too.
Those thumbnails are bad, and then slowly they start getting better and better, and I'm like, okay, that's a standout. I love that one. We got to try to that one next time.
Yeah.
And it's just, the more you do it, the more you're like, I don't want to do that again, or I definitely want to.
Yeah.
And that totally helps. That's just what helps me, at least.
So since we're getting to the 2-hour mark, and I know you got to wrap things up soon. This is usually where I leave questions open to chat. So if anyone in chat wants to have any questions for either of us, I'll answer a question too. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Please leave them in chat. But I have one or two more questions for you before we get to that.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest resource for streaming? Like, you having the background in what you're doing and going to college for all this, I feel like you'd have a good insight on something that could be helpful to someone else.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think always having an idea in mind of how I want to look is important. I see there's too many times on Twitch where people are starting off and they just download the quickest free overlay they can find, and to me it's distracting. Like, there's so many things going on, and I hate that. I think through film and everything and photography, there's like a way things can look without doing extra post processing or post production to things. There's this like raw feel that feels more natural and inviting instead of so much going on. I think that like mindset has helped me kind of like figure out how I want my content to be. But I mean, the film background has been nice. I get to use this sweet camera. I get to like, I don't know, check out, I can edit things
sweet microphone.
Like fairly quick. Well, hey, that came with time, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that was it.
I think that's super awesome. You know, it's my background does not help me at all. You know, I'm
Mm,
technologically stupid, is what I say. Um,
right.
I have to like YouTube everything I do, or
Dude, I
I
still
won't
YouTube
figure it
everything.
out. Like it's
Yeah.
just super bad for me. I'm very good at following directions. Like I can do that
Yeah.
very
Uh-huh.
well. I can do step by steps, but when it comes to
Right.
just the know-how, like I don't know hotkeys. You know, some people they get on a
Sure.
computer, bing bing, like tab F2. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that
I
did
got a
something.
couple. That's it.
I don't know anything, dude. Like I don't even know how to set nothing up. So I'm surprised I can do this as well as it has been. So,
Right.
um, if you could find uh something to improve your stream that's not
Mm,
just you or a better camera, what's something that you
yeah.
think that would be something resourceful that could help you improve in the future?
Um, it's what I'm starting to try to do right now. If you looked like a month or 2 months ago, everything was not cohesive. It was like very much like a Frankenstein. Like, okay, this
Mm.
is like I got a million different colors on the panels. The panels don't look good. My profile picture is just like some random one I kind of took. Like there's uh, like I don't know. The overlays are kind of like fat. Really, what I wanted. And now I'm trying to like consistent colors. Like boom, all of my stuff is like orange and yellow now, which I don't know if I love orange and yellow yet, but it's like consistent. Like all, um, there's like visually it looks similar, and I want that to be like everything. It's not quite everything yet, but it's getting there, and that's something I'm trying to work towards too. I don't know if that answered the question.
Oh no, no, I would think that's
Okay.
any little thing you
Yeah.
can do to that you want to do to improve your stream. Like for me,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Like I was using random things, like you said, you
yeah.
just find random overlays. Free ones is
Totally.
what I was trying to do. So I had like
Yeah.
so many different free ones that I was just putting them all together, and like
Hmm.
I thought it looked fine. Like for me recently, I've decided to. I still have it in because I haven't taken it out, but I've decided to
Yeah.
remove my chat box.
Hmm.
I had this cool thing where it's like a geometrical Salt Bay
Yeah.
thing. And I put my, but like,
I love that. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a little too distracting
Sure.
for gaming. You know, like,
Right.
is anyone really watching that? You know what I mean? And then I'm trying to take this and put it on YouTube as well, and that's
Yep.
distracting for a video on YouTube. You know what I mean? It just didn't make any.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense all the way around. So I think
That's why I keep the chat box for just chatting because like I got this
that
whole
makes more
side right
sense.
here,
Yeah.
and so the chat goes up, and then I have like a little thing up here that shows like the recent follower,
Hmm.
subscriber, that kind of thing, and then that's it. Like when I switch to the game, it's just camera, the little subscribe follow thing, and
I think
that's it.
the one that I have, like, I think Kearns does it. The one at the bottom, you know, it's like,
Oh, the chat along the bottom.
yeah, the one that
Yeah.
I think that's a lot more.
Hmm.
You don't lose a lot. You know, you can
Totally.
keep everything there.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, I think I might move into something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Check it out. Try it out.
but if you could step into my shoes and you were a host of A Dash of Salt, what are some
Mm.
questions you would ask your guests?
Whoa, this is a good one too. Interesting. Um, I really like to know about like if I was to ask someone questions I didn't know the person. I think I can learn a lot about a person, about what inspires them or who inspires them. You asked me who inspires like both of you. Great. But like that's always like my first go-to, which is like because you learn so much about that and then there can be so many things that can come after that. So learning about inspirations, and what you want to do with those inspirations, it's like that's the best right there.
Perfect. You know, like I'm the type of person that I can take constructive criticism. No, nothing anyone says could ever like.
Oh, dude,
I
you
don't get
did
offended.
great.
I don't get offended by like you could do this better, and it's like, oh, thank you. You know, it's like I truly take it as like
Yeah.
constructive, not as like dissing me. So I love it when people
Oh,
give me
no, no.
some answers on it.
Yeah, man. Inspiration is the most interesting thing that I listen about and stuff, and it's the coolest thing to get to know people. So
Awesome.
it's my go-to, and you nailed it. So
Perfect. And the last question before I read through some of Echo's questions is, if you were also the host, who would be your
yep.
next guest on A Dash of
Oh my
Salt?
gosh.
You could have.
For a dash of
Yep.
salt,
Who would you like to see on here?
I mean, since they're here, I don't know. Has Echo been on a dash of?
Nope.
I think Echo would be an incredible guest on Dash of Salt.
Sick.
Incredible.
Look, I don't even have to go anywhere to ask. They're like right here.
Yeah, there we go. So the OGs.
No, I love
I love it.
this. that's how it's been. I love being able to do this, and it also takes the pressure away of everything, because then it's like,
Sure.
hey, this person suggested you, so like,
Yeah.
and then it's like,
I could probably hit you with some more suggestions
oh no,
afterwards too. That like would
yeah,
be great.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so funny because I've hit certain people up, and once again, I'm batting 1,000. That's because not everyone said no yet. I'm sure some people will
There
say
you go.
no, but I think I'm
We'll
very
see.
respectful in my message. Like I'm
Sure.
very like,
Yeah.
hey, if you don't want to, no problem, no big deal.
No, it's great. Yeah, yeah. hmm It's good stuff.
So yeah, getting to some of Echo's questions. What is something you're proud of that you'd never put on a resume? That's a good question.
Oh my gosh. Something I'm proud of that you'd never put on a resume. Depends on what you're applying to. I'm proud of streaming. Like I guess I'm proud of like the stream I've put together and stuff.
Yeah, I don't
which
think
is,
I'd ever put that on a resume. I mean, maybe if it
but
was like,
I did put it on a resume one time
no,
because for like production stuff,
that's
it's
so funny.
perfect for live production.
It's
Like
totally
it's
is.
exactly like I spend 5-6 hours a week streaming or whatever. That's 6 hours a week I'm doing live production, and that
Mhm.
counts for like whatever that job is. So that's something I guess I could put on a resume, but something proud that I can't put on a resume. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I played the drums for 10 years, and that
Really?
doesn't really go on a resume
I mean,
anywhere.
that's
So yeah,
sick.
that could be it. That could be something.
Where's the
Who
drum
knows?
stream, man?
Dude, I know that'd be so much fun.
I just saw Robo did like a little drum stream.
I know.
I was like,
That was like, ooh, that would be fun. That'd be a good
yeah. Listen, I'm not I'm not musically inclined at all,
time.
but I play a
Uh-huh.
mean knee slap. So if you ever need someone to give you a mean knee slap,
Dude.
call me up.
It's perfect. I'll call you. You could record a couple knee slaps, send them in. Love
Do you think Squonkers is a good pig name? I do. Is that how, did I pronounce it right? Squonkers?
Squonker's great pig name. 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's a easy win.
Yeah.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
there's certain names for animals that just are perfect, right? Like my dog's name is Steve. I couldn't imagine any other name for
Perfect.
an animal.
Steve.
I used to have iguanas as well back in
Mhm.
high school because I just liked reptiles and I wanted
Yeah.
some iguanas, and they're actually
Sure.
way cooler than people think.
Right.
But my main mom, her name was Mary, but it was short for marijuana, which I thought was a was a
Marijuana.
truly original name. I thought it was
Okay,
super
I love-
funny.
Uh-huh.
But those type of names always
Marijuana.
make me laugh.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
what would your classes be if you were a D&D characters?
Ooh, great question. Because I have D&D in 10 minutes. That's what
Really?
the thing is.
Okay,
Yeah, I've
we're
been
gonna
playing
let
with this
we're gonna let
group.
you go. We're gonna let you go.
No, it's all good. I'm playing a ranger elf right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Oh,
doing.
man.
Yeah.
Is that your dream role?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so like new to D&D. Like
See, I
I've
don't
only
know
played like a couple times
Yeah,
before.
I've never been
and it's so
invited.
much fun.
I've never been invited to one.
That's all. We got to get a game going. I'm terrible at playing. I got to ask like dice do thing, but it's such a fun time. It's a great time.
Yeah, I tune in every now and then, but I don't know the classes.
It's hard to watch on Twitch. I think that's a tough thing to watch
Yeah.
on Twitch or whatever, but in private, like in a voice call and stuff with friends.
Whatever has high charisma, because I like to think I'm a good talker.
Oh, yeah.
And I would just like talk. That would be my power. I would talk my way
Dude,
out of
always
something.
boost up. charisma. Yeah,
Exactly.
Chris is the first thing that goes up.
Dude, and at literally every single game, I'm maxing out charisma. It's like better
Oh, yeah.
bartering skills, everything. Like people won't want to kill
Uh-huh.
me. Like,
Yep, talk my way out of situations.
Exactly.
The whole deal.
Bard. See, I was thinking of bard. I was like, oh, could I be a bard? I didn't know if that was a real class.
You could
though.
do it. You could do it.
All right. Robo's drums are so much fun. I think that was everything. You seem like a reptile. I am a reptile person.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I'll let you get to your D&D. The last thing I always ask is, I love to see people's growth, and I know you're going to continue to grow, and I know Strictly Casual will continue to grow. So
Thanks,
if you
man.
wouldn't mind, I'd love to sit down with you again in about 4 to 6 months and
Dude.
see where everyone's at still.
I'm so down.
Awesome,
that sounds,
man.
Dude, that sounds incredible.
Awesome.
So also, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh,
dude.
no, man. I
totally
appreciate you.
it. I had a great time. This was really cool, and it's awesome getting to know.
Exactly.
really
Exactly.
cool.
And I keep saying it. I think I'm going to, I'm nervous about it, but like, I want to open up a different type of podcast where like a round table. Like I want
Yeah.
a few people on. So
Dude,
I'm trying to
have like a topic or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody Can,
exactly.
dude, call me up. I'm all in.
All
I'm
right,
all
man.
in, dude. This was a
Awesome.
great time.
Appreciate you. Well, have a great night, sir. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you so
by.
much.
Plug your socials one more time so everyone know where to find you and where they can get you at.
You can find me at BobaShinga everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. I mean, mainly just Twitch and Twitter.
Okay.
BobaShinga. That's pretty much. Those are the main two right there. Yeah, that's it.
Well, awesome. Thank you, man. Have a great night. Appreciate you.
Of course, bro. All right. I'll see ya.
See ya.